day and busy in your home assignment and worksheet. We already started about politics second chapter, federalism. In that chapter, we already discussing what is federalism and how federalism get that name. Once again, I will explain that federalism is a system of government. The power is divided between central government, state government and local self-government. The word federalism is derived from the Latin word feudus, which means a pact, a treaty or an agreement. So federalism is an agreement between central government, state government and local self-government. And next one is, what are the two levels of government? The first one is, yes, unitary government and the second one is federal government. And the last one is, what is holding together and coming together, federation. In today we are focusing on what make India a federal country or what are the main factors that make India a federal country, how federalism practiced in India. There are three main types. How federalism practiced in India has three main types. The first one is linguistic state, the second one is language policy, the last one is central state relation. The next one is division of powers. In that division of powers, we are studying about state list, union list and concurrent list. This much about we are discussing today. Today we are going to start what make India a federal country or what are the main features that make India a federal country. The first one is, our country is ruled by two forms of government, central and the state government. The constitution originally provided for a two-tier system of government, central government representing the Union of India and the state government. Later, the third tier of federalism was added in the form of panchayat and municipalities. The second one is, as in a federal nation, each type of government cannot interfere in others' one's issues. The third one is, separate jurisdiction is the main for them. The fourth one is, election of each government are held separately. This proves India is a federal nation. And the last one is division of power. The next one is division of power. It means separation of powers. The principle that sovereignty should be divided between the federal government and the states, especially as expressed by the Constitution. The main principle of separation of powers states that the legislative, executive and judiciary powers of government should be divided into different branches and not concentrated in one. These departments should be separate and distinct because of the corrective nature of power. Under the federal division of power, the power is divided among different levels of government. For example, in India, the power is shared among the three levels of government, that is union government, state government and local government. The Constitution provides powers between the union government and the state government within three lists, that is union list, state list and concurrent list. The first one is union list. It contains subjects of states and national importance. For example, defense, foreign affairs, banking, communication and currency. The union government alone can make laws relating to the subject mentioning in the union list. The second one is state list, which contains subjects of state and local importance, such as police, trade, commerce, agriculture, and irrigation. The state government alone can make laws relating to the subjects mentioning in the state list. Last one is concurrent list. It includes subject of common interest to both the union government as well as state government, such as education, forest, trade union, marriage, adoption and succession. Both the union as well as the state government can make laws on the subject mentioning in this list. Next one, union territories. Areas like Chandigarh or Lakshadweep or the capital city of Delhi are called union territories. These territories do not have the powers of a state. The central government has special powers running these areas. In case of any dispute about the division of powers, the High Court and the Supreme Court make a decision. The next one is how is federalism practiced in India? Federalism practiced in India by three categories. First one is linguistic states, second one is language policy, and third one is center-state relations. The first one is a linguistic state. Linguistic states are the states divided on the basis of a language. It is common in a multilingual country like India, where diverse languages are spoken. So, for better administration and a reduction of possibility of regional conflict in future, the linguistic states were created with the aim of setting people who speak the same language to live in the same state. In 1947, the boundaries of several old states of India were engaged in order to create new states on the basis of language, on the basis of culture. The first state to be formed on linguistic basis in the country is Andhra Pradesh. It was formed in 1953. The second one is a language policy. Our constitution has not made any language as the national language of India. Hindi was identified as the official language. Besides Hindi, there are 21 other languages recognized as scheduled language by the constitution. States too have their own official language. English along with Hindi used for official purposes. The next one is center-state relations. The sharing of power between center and state by the constitution has also strengthened federalism in India. Article 245 to 255 in part 11th of the constitution deals with legislative relations between center and the state. Extent of laws made by parliament and by the legislatures of states. The parliament can make laws for the whole or any part of the territory of India. India is a union of states. The Constitution of India has divided the legislative, executive and financial powers between the center and the states, which gives the Constitution a federal character, whereas judiciary is integrated in a hierarchical structure. During a national emergency, the state government became subordinate to the central government. All the executive functions of the state come under the control of the union government. So the central government make a close contact between the state government, and also the state government make a good contact between the central government.